Okay. Yes, and we're gonna hit recording. Hello, everybody, and welcome to my webinar, How to Build a Six-Figure Income with Social Media and Grow Your Fans and your followers on your social media page. So I'm excited. Um, so let's get started. This is what I have done in the last 11 years that I started my business with no money to start a business and not having a lot of experience. So to do this, you don't need a lot of experience. A lot of you guys already have social media. A lot of you guys are playing already with that. But today we're going to focus more on the business side of it and how to laser focus everything that you're doing to make sure that you are attracting the right people to the business, that you are educating people to buy your product, but mainly to create raving fans. If you guys are on social media already, you guys have seen a lot of the people that are making so much money through social media, right? And what we see is all these little pretty pictures and all these posts that they make, but we have to understand a little bit more what's behind every picture and the motives and what makes you want to buy everything that they have there, right? So we're going to learn to do that. For me, with my company, social media has been a big part of my success. Right? I generate traffic with social media, leads, people that want to buy the school, people that want to buy the program, right? So we get a lot of that, and we turn them into sales, which turns into money. When I started my business, I had very little money, if not no money, to actually invest on any kind of marketing, anything that had to do with, you know, with investing on the company, right? It was just me, Trish, and the big dream that we had of making money. And so social media was a way for me, a big tool of my success, and it still is, where I have spent so much time learning the systems and learning the platforms to make money, to build a strong foundation for my business. Again, this is some of the things that I have done to build my company. And again, from creating presence for your brand, creating raving fans, brand awareness, exposure, and this whole thing equals to about 40% of my income, which is what I make just out of social media. So the company makes close to 4 million right now. So that 40% equals to a little bit over $1.2 million that comes just out of social media, right? And I don't have millions, guys. I don't have lots of followers. And so with whatever you have, I started making money when I had only 2,000 followers. So that's what you want to do. And it's all about educating your audience. So 12 years ago, when I started my business, I was a single mom. I was in real estate, and it was really bad. The market was crashing. We were losing everything. I lost everything, guys, and I mean everything, okay? My cars, my house, and everything. I was practically homeless. I was broke. I lost all my homes. I was evicted from my apartment. My cars got repossessed. I had cars, okay, not one, but many. And so I lost everything, and starting a new business with a broken heart and starting a new business with no money was pretty tough. And some of you guys are starting a business, you guys probably understand and relate to what I'm saying. And so it was a lot of work, you know. I had a new business, no money to promote, to do anything. My business had no hope until I really started getting involved with social media. Back then was MySpace, right? If you guys remember MySpace was pretty popular. And for me, I used a camera. I started taking pictures of everything that I was doing in the classroom. I started posting my work. I make sure my pictures were good. I always had an eye for photography, so I always was able to capture those moments where, like, you go, wow, if only people could see this, what I'm doing in the classroom, people will buy me more, though. And so I started doing that with my camera, promoting in social media and in YouTube, and it was pretty fun. That's how I started making my money. By the time I hit 2,000 followers, I was starting to get people calling me, and when I started getting my first registrations and making money, it was pretty exciting. So the platforms that are most popular right now: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Flirt. The last three, the last four here, I don't use a lot. My business is very visual, and I like platforms that I can interact with people, people can interact with me. And the big deal about social media is that you have to be able to share with people who you are, your personality, and what you do and what you love to do, right? And so for me, the main platforms that we're going to use on, that we're going to focus on today, that's what I master in my business, are going to be Facebook. I have about 125,000 followers there. I have two accounts though. If you go to Ruby Makeup Academy, I think I have 66, 67, something like that. And if you go to the iGallery, right there, I have about 60,000 followers, I think, a little bit less than 60, something like that. Instagram, with my two accounts, I actually have three accounts: Ruby Cosmetics, Ruby Makeup Academy, and Makeup by Ruby, which is my personality account. I have about 95,000. Snapchat, only 5,000, but I love Snapchat. For me, I use Snapchat to create 10-second commercials. If it makes sense to you, I'll post a little bit of everything that I'm doing at a party, at a class, right? But mainly I use them to tell people what I'm doing, and I want them to go visit, go check out Instagram, go to Facebook, do this, do that. And so for me, Snapchat, I use it as an app to create 10-second commercials. And it works for me because you record it, you post it there, but you can also save it and download it. YouTube, I have about 17,000 followers. I actually got to do this in about a year and a couple of months. A year and a couple of months, I only had about 100 subscribers, and I managed to do this by using hashtag and tagging, and the way that I write the content that goes into the description of the videos, right? I managed to grow the page. Right now, we're close to hit 18,000 followers, and I know it's not a lot, guys, for some of you guys that are used to seeing all the big names with millions. But think about it. A lot of these people have 1 million followers, 2 million, and they're making a few $1 million, right? I have less than 300,000 followers, and I actually make millions. And so it's not so what I'm trying to say with that is, don't get frustrated if you only have 2,000 followers, if you only have, if you only have, um, not a lot of followers, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Because as long as you follow what I'm sharing with you, it's all about how you sell yourself. And if you have 3,000 followers, you can make money out of that. If you have 20,000 followers, you can make money out of that. I know people that have 50,000 followers and they're not making money out of their business, out of their social media business, right? So it's not so much about how big your numbers are. It's about how you train your people to do this. Okay, how to train your people to buy you, to click and buy. Click and buy, remember that, okay? Click and buy. Social media accounts. Let's understand some of the social media accounts that we have. That we can create with social media platforms. Personal accounts for Facebook, for example, that one has a max of 5,000 people. It was designed for friends and family, and so if you have more than 5,000 friends and family, then you need to have a fan page. If you have a fan page, then you can grow your page to millions, and that's something that's completely different, right? And so now the fan page can be converted into different things. One, it can be a business. It can be a business account. For example, Ruby Makeup Academy. It can be a personality account, right? For example, Ruby Polanco fan page. That's a personality account. It's more about me, not so much what I sell. But when I work on my personality account, I'm able to sell more because people trust me, people like me, they respect me, right? And so I always tell my people that work with me, working on their social media, right? Because I coach people to do this, is create create a business account for your business, but also create a personality account. On your business account, you post whatever you're selling. On your personality account, you teach people to respect you, to like you, and to trust you. That's very key to start selling. Once you build that trust and relationship with people, then you can move people, from your personality account and direct them to buy into your business. So you kind of work both together, right? And lifestyle accounts, those are more the accounts where people share a lot about something, a product, a service, a lifestyle. It can be furniture, it can be product, it can be tips, right? Tips of the day. One of my favorites, daily quotes, right? I always go there to get inspired. If I'm feeling down, I'm like, I need something that just reminds me of why I'm doing this. Another lifestyle account will be something like Queen P. She sells jewelry for those that don't follow her, and everything about hers is jewelry, and a lot of the times you don't even have a face for it. Queen P actually adds her face so people can know her too, because if not, you're only selling a product. So it's literally a lifestyle account. It's just to sell a product, and you can use other products to promote and to grow your page. But eventually the goal is that you have a website where you sell a lot of the stuff that you promote on, right? And so that's the main thing with that. So here's some of the pictures of the power of social media. This is an event that we did a couple of years ago with Brian Champagne. Is something that we started, was going to be at one of our studios, but using social media, we got to create this huge event. 400 plus people showed up. Everybody who's somebody in the industry showed up, and it's because the way that we work social media, the way that we create that energy to attract people. And so creating the right page, getting people to know that you're an expert, can drive a lot of traffic to your brand, to your name, to your business, to your events, right? This is one of the best events that we ever had, right? And since then I have done a few other ones with different people. We have now Reaching for the Stars, which it has been really fun doing that, because it's all about sharing our experience with young people. They're trying to start their own business and are helping you guys grow and be somebody, right? And so that's some of the stuff that we do. So let's get started. How to build your presence in social media. This is the number one question that I get all the time. I post and I post and I post and I get no followers. 2-3 years ago, it was very easy. You will put anything and people will go crazy, especially on Instagram. A few years moving forward, people are over it. Everybody is a selfie queen, right? Everybody's promoting something, everybody's selling something, and people goes, well, there's no way you can grow your presence anymore in social media. You can't grow your numbers anymore. And that is not true, guys. It's just harder to do it now. It's not that easy. You don't just put a cute picture and get thousands of followers. It's more about treating your social media as a business and being responsible for the message, for the quality of the work that you put on, for the way that the page looks and feel, right? How many of you guys click on someone's page and you see all this random stuff and you're like, oh, okay, and you leave, right? You don't care for it. You're like, yeah, I don't care about knowing about your personal life like that. Unless you're obviously Beyonce or Kim Kardashian, then you want to see the kids, the babies, the party and all that. But even them, though, they keep it very professional. When they're showing a party, it's not because they're showing a really private party of their lives. They're showing a party where they know it's something that they used to promote themselves. So even when you're showing a party on social media, make sure they have something to do with the people that follows you. And why do they care to see that, right? The look and feel and how the page feels, the photos, the graphics that you use, the colors that you use. If you use random colors all the time, the page will look like a swap meet, and you don't want to do that, because if you put a lot of effort driving people into your page and then you don't actually I'm sorry, I got distracted here. I don't supposed to be looking at questions. By the way, if you guys leaving questions, remember Trish is going to be answering those for you. She'll be able to help you. Also, if anybody wants to know information about the Beauty Business Summit in Las Vegas, we're going to put a link at the right bottom little box there where you're going to see a link there, you know, so you guys can get more information. And I'll talk to you guys about that in a little bit, but right now let's get back to this. Sorry, I got distracted. So the look and feel is very important, right? Consistency is key to everything, by the way, guys. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're doing YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or you're doing Snapchat, consistency is exactly what creates raving fans and makes people want to buy. They trust you, they appreciate you, and they want more of you. So when you are taking your social media account seriously, you want to make sure that you have a schedule for how many times you post and how often you post. If you do it once a week, do it once a week every week, like for YouTube, for example. If you do it on Facebook and Instagram and you do it once a day, do it once a day every day without failing, right? And then also you want to make sure that you don't put one day one picture, then the next day you put 10 pictures. People will unfollow you. So you want to make sure you're consistency with that you have consistency with that. Also, you want to make sure that you put around the same hours all the time, because you're training your people to spec that product for you, from you, that picture from you. You're training people to spec that photo, that comment, that whatever it is that you're sharing, right? They want to see it around the same time, right? It's like a TV show. If I'm watching Vampire Diaries, right? I want to make sure I watch that every Sunday at 8 p.m. And every Sunday I'm there ready for it, right? And so for YouTube, that works really well. YouTube is like TV. You want to do that. Facebook, Instagram. Right now, the best hours to attract more traffic for your page would be, you know, um, after 3 p.m. is what everybody's telling me and what I see on my pages. Photos, make sure they're crispy and clear. And if you can Photoshop them well, that's good. But if not, make sure that you take the time to take a great picture. Giveaways work really well. Just make sure that you know, that you allowed enough time to give away something so people can promote the page for you. That attracts a lot of traffic. Competitions are amazing too. For me as a school, competitions have worked very well. You know, for a product, you can do also, you know, if you do a competition with this product, share it, like it, promote it, you know, and we'll pick a winner kind of thing. Collaborations are huge in this industry, especially on Instagram and YouTube. It's incredible. Companies are being born in social media and making millions and millions because of collaborations. Again, the power of the influencers will drive you so much traffic and so much money to your to your business. And you know, a lot of you guys get a little bit too crazy with who you want to collaborate with, and you might try to go after someone with huge numbers, but they're getting hit by big huge companies. So maybe as you're growing your business, you want to start with accounts that have 50,000 followers or more. I have a lot of companies that I know that they're going for people that have, you know, 20,000, 30,000 followers, because they're easy to reach and you can actually get people to promote for you for free, either for very little money or for free. And when you do it for free, you just send them the product, right? So that works. Networking is very key in this industry, guys, and in any industry. You just have to find the right events to network. So to build your presence, you know, again, you have to make sure that you network, you collaborate, you create competitions, giveaways, that your photos are high quality, right? And you have consistency. But most important, you want to learn how to use your tags and hashtags. And what that means is when you're tagging someone, you're letting them know that you're posting something of them, a picture of them, or something that have to do with them, or you just want them to see your photos, right? When you hashtag, it's like little freeways, little streets into your business, into your page. Because if I'm looking, for example, for Sephora and you hashtag Sephora, I might end up on your picture. And if I like your profile, I am going to stay with you. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to like your stuff. And now I'm a fan, right? If you're looking for Tamana, dress your face, and you're using that hashtag, anybody that uses that hashtag, when I'm looking for Tamana, right, dress your face, I'm going to find all your pictures that you're posting of her, okay? So that helps a lot. And so you want to make sure that you learn how to use your tags and hashtags and understand them very well. Driving traffic to your business is the main thing about this seminar, right? We want to make sure that if we're going to spend time doing social media, I was really surprised this weekend. I was at a esthetician trade show in Long Beach, and I have to tell you guys, all these companies are spending so much money buying product, trying to grow their business by having these machines and those machines and doing all this, and none of them had social media pages. And the ones that did have social media pages, they were like, yeah, I don't really use it. And I was like, oh my God, did you know that you are leaving 40% of your income that could be in your wallet on the table because you're not using social media? And you don't have to do it yourself, but I do recommend for everybody to try to do it themselves, at least on the first year, because you want to make sure you understand your clients, your fans, and that you give them exactly what they want. So if you give your social media to someone to use to work it for you, and you don't understand your social media, you're not going to be able to train the person to create that. And one of the things that makes me very successful in my business is the fact that I understand my fans very well, and that my message is very clear to them, and they relate it to everything they do, and everything that I do relates to what they want, you know. And so that's how I end up selling and selling and selling, and doing so well year after year. You know, we made it to Inc. 500, 5,000 for the last 3 years in a row because of my fans and how well I take care of them, you know, for everything I do. So collaborations are very important to drive massive traffic to your business. I said it already, and it's the best way to, if you pay for a billboard, let's say $10,000 on a busy freeway, you're gonna get phone calls, you're gonna get leads. I'm telling you that because I done that. And but they're not loyal to anything. They saw your billboard, they're interested, right? They come to you, they might buy, they might not buy. When you spend money on collaborations with people, whether they get a percentage of your sale, all the sales, or they get paid by you, I don't know, whatever much money you want to pay them, depending on how many followers they have, the people are so fanatic about everything this person does that whatever that person tells the fans to do, they go and buy and just go to that business, right? So when you invest money on a collaboration with someone or a shout out, then you drive so much traffic because people are listening to the leader that made that post instead of a billboard or an ad on a magazine, right, or a TV show. They know you're selling them something, and so they don't care for that. But when you're doing a collaboration and someone else is telling them to go to your business, they trust that person. Promotions with pictures and promo codes. A lot of you guys are promoting, oh, I do this, I do that, I'm a makeup artist, I'm a hairstylist, I do skin, da 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 da, right? And you guys are not telling them what to do. You guys don't offer them a code, a discount. And also, a lot of the times you use the wrong pictures, bad pictures that are not sharing with the people how well you do, how good you are at what you do, right? You have to share good pictures, not don't just share anything. And again, create promo codes or create a discount that will help people. Pay shout outs are really great. You find the people that has followers that can relate to your business, right? You send an email to them, you ask them to do, you know, paid out to do a paid out I'm sorry, a shout out for you, and they that makes you good money, and that drives traffic to your page. And if you have a good page that feels and look good, then you actually retain a lot of the people that clicks through that page. So paid ads, especially on Instagram, I don't feel they work. Some of my friends do a lot of paid ads on Facebook, and that works better because the people that you will find in Facebook, their the retention and the way that they relate to your message is different, and it works really well when you're paying for ads. But when you're doing something like Instagram, it's really like people don't care if you're trying to sell them something. The whole thing with Instagram is that they want everything organically. They want to see you because they love you, not because you're forcing that picture in front of them. So be careful with how much money you paid you spend on social media, especially on Instagram. On YouTube, it works really well. So if you're paying for YouTube ads, that works really well. If you're paying for Facebook ads, that works really well, but not for Instagram. That people don't care for it that much. And again, they go into, oh, you have fake followers, you don't do this, oh, I saw your ad, you're trying to, yeah, I'm paying to promote, but if you follow me, it's an option, right? If you like my page, it's an option, but people are very obsessed with that, okay? So be careful with that. Parties and influencers, okay? Influencers love parties. So if you have a business and you invite influencers and they do show up, and you know how to take care of them, that's a good way, because that's a good way to promote your business. You might spend a couple of $1,000s in an event, but when you get influencers there, everybody shows up, everybody wants to take pictures with your influencers. So even if your influencers don't promote you, but if they like you, they will. But if they don't, the people that will attend your event just to see them will promote really well for you, because they'll be so excited to say, oh my God, look who I met at this party, blah, blah, blah. This is what we were doing there. So they'll promote your events, they'll promote your company. And again, even if the influencers don't promote for you, this is kind of like a Hollywood style, right? You invite all these celebrities, they show up, the whole world takes pictures, the whole world promotes your event, your business, but the influencers, they just show up there, right? The celebrities. Well, it's the same thing that we're doing here with social media, especially with Instagrammers and YouTubers. Train your audience to like, comment, tag, hashtag, and share. That's very important. Most of the comments, most of the things, the photos that you do, you want to ask people to like the picture, to leave a comment if they care for it, right? To tag someone, to hashtag your hashtag, and to share your videos or your photos. That again drives massive traffic to your business, so to your page and your business. And so train your people to do this all the time. Same thing with competitions and with giveaways. Train people to like, comment, tag, hashtag, and share. It's all about clicking, teaching people to click. So then when you make an offer, and if you have a business, by the way, guys, already a website or a store, you want to make sure that you ask people to please feel free to go visit my website right now. Get 20% if you go right now. Buy one, get one free if you go to the website right now. So that's a good way to train people to click and buy. Also, every post that you make, even if you're talking about someone's event, or if you're posting a happy birthday to someone, you do the whole whatever you want to post there, right? Your comment, and then below say, hey guys, don't forget to visit my website for 20% off, and then do an expiration on. Make sure that your promos have expirations. If people don't have urgency to buy, even if they want to buy, they'll buy later, and then they forget it, they never buy. So you want to make sure that you create that urgency, today only, or it ends this weekend, right? So you want to do that. Anyways, call to action, that's what I was just talking about. And then remember, if it doesn't happen in social media, it doesn't happen anywhere. It doesn't matter how much you spend on your party. If you don't take pictures, if you don't promote the event, if you're not sharing what's going on, then you don't have an event. Again, people sees what they see on social media, and if you do it right, people will think you're doing big things, right? Even if at that moment you're not doing big things, you're just keeping busy to make sure your business keeps going. So make sure, guys, that you stay all the way to the end. The whole thing in business and learning new things is, if you can learn just one or two things to change in your business, that might create massive results in your business. You don't have to come in with a whole new business plan. You just have to change a few things that make a difference in your business to create massive results. And I'm giving you guys all this information. Keep it, take notes, and then every week try a new thing and make it a habit. And I'm telling you, please stay through the whole thing. I will make an offer, by the way. I'm going to talk to you guys about my beauty business summit that I'm so excited to have, right? But you guys are going to learn so much. So even if you don't buy a ticket, even if you don't go to Las Vegas, you're going to get a lot out of this, right? And let's start. Well, here it is. I thought I had a few more slides to go. But the Beauty Business Summit is in Las Vegas, October 17, 18, and 19, okay? And don't leave, guys. I still have more to cover about Instagram and Facebook. So the Beauty Business Summit is a 3-day business event that I created for you guys, for business owners, freelancers, or people that has a business idea, okay, and you guys want to start your business right. One of the most painful things that people do is they invest all this money in their business and then they lose it all, because it's not just about opening a business and putting all your love and passion. You guys have to understand business, and if you get a mentor that can teach you and also help you avoid all the mistakes that we make, oh my God, you will be golden in no time, you know. If not, just so you know, most of the businesses go out of business within 2 years, because after that you run out of money, you run out of ideas, right? And no one told you you were going to make all those mistakes. So in this 3-day business class that I have, I'm going to be teaching the beauty of doing business. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to take the little money or the money that you have and start a business and make it successful without having to spend a lot of money on on marketing, because a lot of the times you invest all the money on marketing, the business comes to you and you don't know what to do with it, right? You haven't trained the people to sell, you haven't trained people to retain clients, right, and to convert them. And so we're going to work on that. And so the Beauty Business Summit will teach you 3 days, right, of education, fun, and entertainment. And I said entertainment because we are going to be having fun over there. I have a few parties planned for you guys, and we are going to mingle, we are going to meet the experts, we're going to network with them, right? But main thing, guys, we're going to learn to get clear with your vision. We're going to learn to be clear with your message and your brand. A confused mind doesn't buy, right? And if you're not clear on who you are, I always say a business without a brand is like a person without a personality, right? You even have a hard time dating if you don't have a personality. But if you have a very clear brand and your message matches that and your vision is exactly what you want, I'm telling you, you're going to they want to buy for you. The day 2, we're going to work on get visible. And that's where we're going to use a lot of my creative marketing that I have created in the last 11 years in my business. So I'm going to share with you guys all my secrets on everything that I do that doesn't cost me any money. And I call it creative marketing, because it's all about how do I get creative to make money, to attract traffic, to drive more sales, to make more money, right? And I'm going to be sharing that day, because it's very hard, guys. Even money doesn't get you the sales. Money might get you the exposure, but doesn't mean that you're going to get that, right? So with creative marketing, and I learned this because I started my business when I was broken, with no money. And so I learned how to do so many things with being creative, with connections, with networking, and doing a lot of that. But also when in day 2, we're going to use everything that we're learning here. Imagine that a whole day of that. And you're going to come out with a plan where you're going to learn how to do a lot of marketing for free. You're going to learn how to create raving fans, and you're going to create presence in your industry and become an expert. Think in your industry, who is an expert and who can you mimic, right? Can I be that person? Well, that day I'm going to be teaching you that. I'm an expert in my industry, guys. I am an original. I create ideas. I set trends in my industry that everybody starts following you, right? So I'm going to teach you how to do that with my systems and all my creative marketing that I have learned in the last 10, 11 years in business. On day 3, here's the beautiful thing of this seminar, guys, is I'm going to teach you, I'm going to give you all my systems to create consistency in your cash flow. the biggest pain in a biggest of an in a business, the biggest pain that an owner can relate to in a business is sometimes you make money, sometimes you don't make money. You lose everything. You put everything on credit cards, and you know, like I said, one month you have enough money to pay the rent and payroll. The next day you don't have money, so you have to put it on your credit card. And so I went through that the first 2 years of my business. But after learning from some experts and going through seminars and learning from other people, I came home, I put together my own system, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? And then I put everything that related to my industry in that system, and I created my own system. And since then, I had so much consistency in my business. Money keeps coming in every month. I keep growing every year. Like again, every year I grow by big numbers, and I'm going to share that with you guys. I have never taught that before, by the way, but I'm going to teach you guys all my sales systems and how to attract traffic, how to capture leads, how to process your leads and turn them into sales, which equals lots of money. And again, my promise to you is that if you put some of the techniques that I'm going to teach you, your business can grow up to 500%. Now, the regular price on this is $897, right? But tonight the discount is 50% off, and you get them for $448.50. I have the link here. If you guys want to click on it, you can do that. You can copy and paste, or you can go to the little box on the right hand of this webinar and click there and buy your ticket now. Now, the event is only in 30 days, I think 32 days, guys. So if you are interested, make sure that you do it now. Again, $897, but because of this event, you are going to get the ticket. Only the people at this event gets this discount, okay? If you go to the website right now, you're going to pay full price. So $448, we are going to help you guys. Actually, if you guys need help with roommates and you guys need help with someone, you know, driving someone, for you to drive with someone over there, we have a private group. After you buy your ticket, we are going to put you in a private group where you can work with people about sharing a room, you know, splitting the cost, and also maybe driving together, so you don't spend that much money getting there. But I'm telling you guys, it's going to change your life. Besides getting my systems that I built for 3 years to make your business successful, I went from $200,000 a year and being almost broke, guys, to actually within a year, 12 months, I was making 1.1 million on my first year of putting my systems. Okay, so imagine what would that do for you if you actually put my systems. And I don't know how much you're making, right? But if you're making 100,000 right now and you can grow that by that much, how much can that change your life? You tell me. Think about it, okay? Let's get back to Instagram. So Instagram, again, create your own hashtag to attract traffic. For Ruby Makeup Academy, it's Ruby Makeup Academy, hashtag Ruby Makeup Academy, hashtag Ruby Girl, hashtag Ruby Boy, right? And we use different ones for beauty business. I have hashtag Beauty Business Summit. So you want to create that. Hashtags will help you attract people to your business. But also when you're looking for who's talking about you, who's promoting you, who's sharing your pictures, who has something to do with that, with your business, you can click on that hashtag and you'll see everything that has to do with that. So for me right now with Beauty Business Summit, I think I only have 20, 30 hashtags. People that had posted that, right? They're probably going to the event, or they have seen the hashtag here on this webinar. And so I can see who's interested, and that helps me to follow up with the business and say, hey, come and join me. You haven't bought the ticket yet, right? So again, it's about using all this to sell, to make money, you know, to attract your success, to attract your followers, and who's talking about you. And I mean it in a good way, guys, not people gossiping about you, but who's posting things about you, right? And so for that, this is very important. Then tag and hashtag accounts that you want people to see your stuff, that you want people to promote your stuff. That's very important. Good quality photos. I cannot tell you this enough, guys. How many of you guys keep doing this, where you posting pictures, you're like, I don't understand why people are not following me, or why my pictures are not getting enough likes? Well, it's because you're not paying attention to your photos. They're blurry, they don't look good, you know, they're messy, you're not wearing makeup, you don't use Photoshop. And in Instagram, guys, I'm sorry to say this, but it's all about vanity and looking good. So in social media, if you want to grow your pages, make money, you want to make sure that you invest time on that. I will show also all the apps that we use to do different things with social media, including the camera that I use and all that. So stay tuned, okay? Don't go yet, but it will help you. It will help you to actually have better pictures and start, you know, your page to start looking better. Excuse me, to start looking better. So good quality photos, follow trends. If there's something going on in the news, if there's something going on in your industry, see how you can relate that to your business and create a post on that. Like for the Oscars, you know, you start posting on who wore the best dress and you hashtag everything that have to do with the Oscars. So it's very important that you guys follow trends. And then once you do that, because when you follow trends, like for me, for makeup, if Face Off is on, I'm always posting something that has to do with Face Off, and I'll use their hashtags and it attracts people. They want to take makeup to one day be in Face Off, or they get inspired with the show and now they want to be an artist, right? So that's how I attract buying clients to my Instagram and my Facebook, following the trends. Facebook, I love Facebook. A lot of you guys are not using Facebook because we got distracted with Instagram for the last 3 years. But I think the community is going back to Facebook. So if you're confused or you're kind of like, well, Instagram is so hard, right? Then here's the secret. Go back to Facebook and be a trendsetter. Go back to Facebook and start using Facebook, because a lot of people are coming back to Facebook. I see the difference in the pages that I manage, and I'm actually doing really well with Facebook. For the last 3 years, Facebook has been dead for me. I haven't been able to do much with it, but now that people are so bored with Instagram, and Instagram is still really good, okay? We're making money from that, but now Facebook is taking off. So you want to pay attention to that. Create a fan page for your business, right? The business account. Create a group page for your clients so you have private conversations with them. Like for me, I was just telling you, once you buy a ticket, you're going to end up in a private group only with people that are going to that event. So you guys can network, talk, collaborate, ask people, hey, let's roommate, let's do this, right? So you create a group page to have more privacy and better conversations with people. And those are your raving fans, okay? Be consistent with your posting. Don't forget about that. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Every day. Do it every day. A specific time. Better times right now to post are 3 o'clock. And also for me, if I put at midnight, I get a lot of likes because not a lot of people are posting. So whoever is up, they're actually looking at your page. Anything between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., I get the most likes, okay? So that's a little secret there for you guys. Right before you go to bed, post a picture, because more people will see your pictures, because not a lot of people are posting. Be creative too, you know? Don't just copy what other people are doing. Look at what other people are doing and then tell yourself, how can I make this better? How can I make this be mine? And get people to go, wow, this is different. I've seen a lot of this, but this one here is a little bit unique, right? Think about that. Use your creativity when you're growing your page. Use keywords to motivate people to take action. That is very important. Pay attention to what your fans like. I cannot emphasize how important this is, right? You guys paying attention to what people likes, okay, will give you exactly what you need to keep posting. A lot of times we post what we think they like and we don't get enough likes, but we keep posting the same stuff. So pay attention to what people are doing, what people are liking on your page, and give them more of that and get creative with that, okay? Facebook Live, by the way, guys, this is big right now. People are in love with that. For me, Facebook Live is like the new Instagram. If you're not on Facebook Live, you're not in business. I am driving so much traffic to my business right now, to my beauty business summit, right? And I'm driving traffic to my website, Ruby Makeup Academy, both businesses, by using Facebook Live. But here's the thing though, if you guys have a business, if you're a freelancer, post everything. When you're doing Facebook Live, make sure that it's relatable to what you're selling or promoting. don't post pictures of your kids running around. Do that on your personal page, but on anything that has to do with your business, I mean, my personal page is my business too, so I never do that. But make sure that every time when people sees your Facebook Live, that they're looking forward to hear from you because they know they're going to learn something. They know they're going to see something that is going to inspire them. Instead of just doing your little cat running around or a car accident, well, those are always good. People lose car accidents for some reason. So sorry, but it's true. But like for me, I do, if I post something with they have to do with a party, it's because I'm at an event, they have to do something with my business. I don't put my birthday parties that I do with my family because you don't care about that. But if I'm hanging out with Tamana and Queen P and Patrick Star and all the big names, right? You care. You want to know why I'm there. You want to know what I'm doing there. How fun is that? And you're like, oh my God, I wish I was there, right? So I have to do a lot with everything that I do. And by the way, guys, you guys are going to learn so much more of this um, on my beauty business summit. Like I said, I can spend, guys, 10 hours teaching you this here because what I'm teaching you right now is just touching the surface of what Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube is. Especially if you want to be into YouTube, I'm going to teach you guys how I got to 17,000 subscribers in a year. And it's very easy, but it takes a lot of work the first few months to do. But once you get a routine, you'll be golden. You'll be making money on that. And once you get to 10,000, you get free recording studio with Google, with YouTube, right? You get all these perks, and then people start asking you if they can pay you to promote after 10,000. And so I'm having a lot of fun with that. And this is one of the things that I'm going to be teaching you, how to use YouTube, Facebook, Instagram to make money. But again, if you're in any kind of business, make sure that you go to Facebook Live, okay, and you start playing with that. Make sure you do it very professional. And I mean, in Facebook, people love the casual feeling of Facebook Live, but don't do it too casual or so personal where people follow you. Be professional with what you're sharing is what I'm trying to say. And again, the same thing as Instagram and everything else. Find trends, use celebrities to promote your stuff. If you're selling jewelry product, look at what the celebrities are using. Take it to your page and start asking people to buy from you. How to get influencers to promote your business. I get this question a lot, guys. How do I get people to promote my business? One, you can email everybody. Create a standard email, copy and paste, ask people how much do you charge to promote. And depending on the list, some people, you can tell that they don't charge by saying, what do you mean? Or like, you'll be able to tell once you do a few emails, especially small accounts. You don't offer them pay, you offer them product, right? But some of the big accounts, I will start with anything over 50,000 followers. Ask them for pay shout outs. What do they charge? How many times do they post for you if you pay them, right? And then start collaborating with them. Collaborations, again, are huge in this industry. Once you start with a page shout out, then you can say, hey, why don't we put together something, da da da, and you make so much money by doing that. And the way that we do collaborations is you have to spend a lot of time with the Instagrammers. Don't just hit them up on day one and say, hey, can you make money for me? Because they have bigger companies that are working with them. But get them to like you, get them to know you, right? And then once you're in that place, by networking, that's how I do it. I network a lot. And once you're in it with them, then they'll be willing to collaborate with you. And you can pay them a chunk of money to create something with you to promote it. Or you can do, which is the most popular way, is what you can do is you pay them a little bit to work with you, and then you offer them a percentage of the sales. You guys put all the money to invest on that product. You develop the product, and then they promote. Everybody makes a lot of money, and it's a good way to make a lot of money. I mean, you guys have seen Morphe brushes, Anastasia, Beverly Hills, Dust of Colors, right? Just making a lot of money. BH Cosmetics has something with Carlene right now, right? And so those are collaborations. That's what I mean with that. And those are really, really great, guys. Can make you a lot of money, more than paying people to do shout outs. Events are a great way to network with influencers, invite people. A lot of people goes, well, I don't know people to invite people to my event. And what I tell them, well, you can pay someone like me, right? Like I know everybody. You pay someone like me that knows everybody. They invite everybody. You pay them something, a few $1,000s to do this, or depending on what they charge. And they invite everybody to come to celebrate with you, and you get them under your roof. You get them in your step and repeat. You get them to know you. You get them to get familiar with your product. And so events are really good. If you don't have the contact, find someone like me that knows everybody. You offer them something, and you have them drive traffic, influencers to your business. There are managers that manage a lot of the influencers that you can do that too, but they charge a lot of money for that. You can probably use someone that is not that doesn't manage influencers, but that knows everybody. They can help you with that. And make sure when you're doing paid shout outs and events and all that, that you also give the product to the influencers, because they'll charge you to give the shout out. But once they have the product, they might use it on a video, they might use it on a photo, they might tell people what they use on their product, because they already make money from you. Now they'll promote you like that by having their product in their um, in their makeup room. Here's something that I have done. This is the power of social media and being with some of the biggest names. I did Reaching for the Stars with Linda from Murphy, Queen P from Pilar from Queen P, right? Princess Jewelry. I have Tamana here, my dear friend. All of them, I love them. They're so close to my heart. They're such a great supporters of everything I do, guys. Jen from Gerard Cosmetics. Such a loving person, such a giving person. She's always open to participate on everything. But these are my supporters, guys. This is the people that I support, the people that support me on everything I do. And I have been able to accomplish all this by working my social media page, by networking, by being part of everything that we do. And we do pretty amazing. We have a lot of fun. We have grown together, and we help each other. But this is the kind of influence you can have in people when you use your social media and you promote it right. And now we have here the tools that I use, and a lot of my friends, by the way, with big names, use a lot of this. This is how I got all this. Once I started hanging out with everybody in social media, at different events, they gave me some of the stuff that they use for their event. And they're very secretive, by the way, with what they use and how they do it, and so this is some of the stuff that I share with you guys, because I know it's not gonna get me in trouble with my friends. But my camera that I use right now is the camera Sony A5100, but you can use your iPhone too if you know how to use it. If you can, like, if you understand light, your iPhone can take great pictures. But what I love about this camera is it comes with settings for beauty. Comes with the settings to make your pictures already beautiful, and the makeup, it enhances the makeup. All those big names that post all those beautiful pictures, and you're like, how do they get their makeup to pop so well? Well, this is a camera that they use. They use it a lot. The 5100 is everybody's favorite because the screen flips, and it's almost like a phone. When you're taking a photo, you can actually see your face too as you're taking the photo, because again, the screen flips and it allows you to do the same thing as what you do with the phone. So that's one of the most popular features in this camera. If you're going to take this seriously and make this a serious business, make sure that you invest money also. Again, your camera, iPhone, your lights. You need 2 soft boxes and 1 ring light. That's the secret to having the best light when you're doing videos. And I don't use it, by the way, because I get tired of seeing those boxes standing everywhere. But I have great lighting in my place, and so I use that. But if you don't have great lighting or you work at night, you want to make sure that you have 2 soft boxes and 1 ring light. You spend probably about $300 on this, and about I don't know, I think about $600 on the camera, and that can give you such a high quality pictures. You're gonna look like a pro, I'm telling you. It's pretty amazing what this camera and the soft boxes with the ring light can do to the photos that you take and your videos that you make. Okay, so here's an investment already of $1,000 pretty much. But if you're trying to make money out of social media, if you're a business, if you're trying to become an influencer, then you do want to invest the money. You know, do it one thing at a time, I guess. And here's some of the apps that we use that I love, love, love. I can't live without it. I use Facetune to Photoshop my face. I know, I know. I don't look perfect, trust me, okay? But anyways, this helps you to get rid of like puffy eyes, dark circles, wrinkles, and to even slim down your face. I always tell people if you use a lot of these apps on your photos, you can look 10 years younger, 10 pounds lighter, and have a lot of fun with everything you do. But Facetune is a good one. Photoshop to create collages, right? I love that when I'm doing before and after. Fonto here, this page, the third one here, this one is for you to add text on your photos. So you upload the photo and you can add anything, whatever you want to say. Canva is a great app for you guys to design flyers. It's an app for dummies. I'm not trying to offend anything, but I love everything that is for dummies, right? Because I don't have to think about it too much. It tells me one, two, three, there you go. You created a flyer, you created and you know, a promotional piece that you need for your classes or your product, right? And so I love this Canvas because you don't have to be savvy with your computer. You don't have to know a lot about technical stuff, right? And at my beauty business summit, I'm going to teach you guys so much more about all this, guys. Trust me, this is just the surface of what everybody's using and everybody's doing to create and to make so much money in social media. The other one, Instagram, I'm sure everybody's familiar with this, but I use this to repost from one account to another. Now, Beauty Plus and Makeup Plus are my favorite when it comes to adding makeup to your face. Like if you take pictures or a group picture and your makeup doesn't look good or you don't have a lot of makeup, this will give you that look like you actually had more makeup, and it makes everybody look pretty on the picture. It has filters too, different filters that add different feelings to the pictures, and so I use those two a lot. So the main ones that I use: Facetune, Instagram, Makeup Plus, Makeup Beauty. And then the last one I don't use much because I don't have products. I don't sell products. And this one you can use it for your face too, but it's a little bit more complicated, more technical. So I just use Facetune. But if you are selling products, then this is the perfect app for you to create photos that look like they were photographed and photoshopped by professional guys. It is amazing. Okay, I love it. So if you're selling products, this is it here. Again, this is some of the stuff that I'm sharing here with you guys at the Beauty Business Summit. We're going to cover so much more. We're going to spend a whole day. Okay, again, the Beauty Business Summit is a 3-day seminar of the beauty of doing business. It's not so much about me teaching you makeup or me teaching you how to work with makeup artists. It's about everything that I have used to run a business. And so even if you're a freelancer, guys, if you're a freelancer and you don't know how to promote yourself, you don't understand your brand, you don't know how to communicate with people, you don't know how to drive traffic, you're a starving artist. I tell people being an artist it's it's it it's a way to make money, but if you don't know how to promote that talent, you're not making money. And so today, just for $448, you're gonna learn how to promote yourself as an individual, and as a business, you're gonna learn from me, the expert, because I am the expert. I built my business from nothing when I was broke and homeless, right? And so I became a master in doing everything without money, and now I have the money to pay for whatever I want. I have the money to pay for billboards, a TV commercial. I still spend 80% of my time focusing on my creative marketing that took me to where I'm at. And that's where I want you to be. I want you to make a 6-figure income spending very little money. So that way you have more money to enjoy life and invest in yourself and create the life of your dreams. Guys, I come from nothing. I come from another country. I came here without speaking the language, with no education, and I have managed to build something so incredible that now I have a business that gives me everything that I want, the cars, the lifestyle, everything that I want. And I'm not bragging. Well, I am a little bit, but I'm trying not to brag because it's not about saying, oh, look, I have all this. It's about me telling you, if I did it with an accent, not knowing the country well, not knowing anything about business, right? I educated myself, guys. That's the difference from someone that makes money and doesn't make money. You educate yourself to be better. You learn from the people that have done it to do it like them. You educate yourself to be a better person, a better business owner. Nobody is born with all the knowledge. Well, then you have a few people that are geniuses, right? And they can figure out everything and they make billions. But then for the rest of us, they're ordinary people. You can get stuck where you are, or you can actually take charge of your life and make your life better by educating yourself. And you can learn different ways: books, YouTube, seminars, right? Going to a university. I went to college after giving birth to my kid. I got my GED. I went to college. I learned so much. But what I have learned the most, guys, I have learned by going to seminars and learning from people that have done it already and they made the mistakes and they can teach me how to do it. And that's what I'm bringing to you now. I'm bringing my experience to you. I'm bringing you everything that I have learned in the last 11 years in business, but mainly you're going to have me there to coach you on yes and no. Do this, do that, follow the steps to create what you need to create. And that's what I'm going to be doing 3 days with me, guys, all day long. And at night, we're going to party because I'm a party girl and I like to celebrate life and I like to show people a good time, right? So we're going to train all day. And then at the end of the day, we are going to celebrate. We are going to network. We're going to mingle. I want you to learn to mingle. I want you to learn to create your own events. I want you to learn to party. I want you to learn to do all this. And I don't mean party as in go get drunk and, I mean party with the people that will like you and they will help your business. So we're going to have a lot of fun in Las Vegas. We're going to network and connect with all my experts and some of my Instagrammers that are going to be there. So a 3-day event to transform your business, whether you're a business of 1 or a business of 20 or whatever many employees you have. If you feel stuck, this is going to help you a lot. It's in Las Vegas, October 17, 18, and 19 at the Green Valley Ranch Resort. It's a 5-diamond resort, guys. I stay at a very fancy places and everywhere I go, but this hotel, I'm impressed. I love it. I'm actually going there before my event for a couple of days just to get away from all the stress. And I'm telling you, you guys are going to be pampered like you guys are. Oh my God, you guys are going to love it. But I'm very excited for this event. So Beauty Business Summit, again, we're going to get clear with your vision, your message, your brand. We're going to get visible, get creative with your marketing so you don't spend a lot of money. We're going to create raving fans. We're going to learn to create presence for your business in the industry that you're in. And the most important thing, we're going to create consistency. How many of you guys are tired of sometime having $1 to spend and then the next month not even knowing how you're going to pay the rent, right? I went through that, trust me. And now what I have done with my business is I create consistency on everything that I make and everything that I do. My money keeps coming in because of my systems that I created, and I'm going to show you that. Again, the regular price, guys, for this event is $897. Tonight for this webinar, and this is my last webinar on this, by the way, you guys are going to get 50%. So for $448 with 50 cents, you are going to take everything that has cost me so much to build. You're going to learn it in 3 days. I'm going to bring it to you for $448. And when you're done, you're going to come out of this event with such an amazing plan. And if you do what I tell you to do, within 12 months, you're going to be able to say, wow, I grew my business by 500%, by up to 500%. And thanks to Ruby, I now have a good life. I have the money to do what I want, to create what I want, to go and do whatever I want, you know? And that's what I want for you guys, because I always tell people, if I did it, oh my God, anybody can do it. You just need the right tools. You need the right mentor, and I'm going to be there for you to create that. So the link is on the right hand box that you guys probably see that I don't see, right? And but here's the link: is www.beautybusinesssummit specialoffer.net. Go there, buy your ticket, guys. Do whatever it takes. I'm telling you guys, no one has money to do education. We always have better things to do with our money, right? If you guys think about it, I don't have time to go and take a class. I don't have time to do this for myself. I don't have time to do this. My kids, my family, my work. How many of you guys want to go back to your job and be miserable? How many of you guys want to go back and say, I wish I could have the money to do and come and come and go whenever I want to, and plan trips for my family and have the house of my dreams, right? And spend however I want to. I was just talking to my girl Alexis. Some of you guys know her. She was saying, the reason I work so hard, Ruby, she goes, is because I don't like to say no to myself. And I go, wow, Alexis, that is so powerful. She's someone that has been with me for 4 years, guys. When she started with me, she had 3 jobs and going to school. Right now, she has 1 job with me. She freelances as a makeup artist. And because I taught her everything that I'm sharing with you guys right now and much more, she now can make $2,000, $2,500, I'm sorry, in one day. She makes more money than what she makes with me. But what she learns from me is what keeps her going. And this girl never says no to whatever she wants in her life. So how many of you guys want to have that lifestyle, right? Well, I'm going to teach you that in Las Vegas, 3 days with me, where I'm going to teach you how to really dream big and make your dreams a reality right now, not one day, not one day when you win the lottery, or one day if you finish college, because let me tell you, you'll finish college and you're going to have a big loan and you're not going to know how to pay it, and it's going to end up in collection. It happens to a lot of people, right? But I'm going to teach you how to make money even if you don't have a high school diploma. I'm going to teach you how to really understand the psychology of making money. So I know I'm almost done, guys. 2 more minutes. I did actually really good with time, by the way. If you guys have questions, by the way, follow me on social media. Makeup by underscore Ruby on Instagram, Ruby Polanco on Facebook, on YouTube, Ruby Polanco, or Ruby Makeup Academy. Okay, follow me there. On Facebook, I do really well answering everybody's questions. So if I don't get to you here, make sure that you go there and I'll do that. And I would love to answer all your questions and hear about you. But Trish just posted the link, by the way, and it's hyperlinked, so you guys can click there and go buy your ticket right now. This link will expire, by the way, by midnight, so you guys have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 hours to figure out if you can make it to this event. And I promise you guys, your life will change forever. You guys have no idea how much I want this for you guys, because if somebody would have told me 15 years ago that if I took some classes, my life could be better, I probably would have said, well, I don't know that. But when I started taking my first few classes and I can come back and be a better employee and work on my freelancing career and know how to promote myself and do all this, wow, guys, it changed my life. Overall, I was a better person. I was a better business owner. And when I started, I was also an employee. I worked for somebody else, and I was making very little money, barely surviving, not being able to take trips, vacations, or buy whatever I wanted. But it wasn't until I learned how to make money that I was able to have the life of my dreams. And from someone like me that comes from a very poor country, came here to South Central LA, it's a big deal, guys. I get a lot of people that have more education with me, that has, a better life than I had when I started. and they're asking me, how do you do it? How do you make millions? How do you do all this? And if the word millions is scary, you guys, don't think about that. Let's just get you started with, how do you get to a six-figure income? And how is that going to change your life? So thank you so much for being here. I am looking forward to see you guys in Las Vegas. We're going to have so much fun. We're going to build relationships. We're going to learn how to make money. And you guys are going to come back home to change your life, to jumpstart your career, to take your business to a whole nother level. And the experience that you guys are going to have will be incredible, and it will change your life forever. So I'll see you guys in Las Vegas, October 17, 18, and 19. I can't wait to meet you guys there. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.